Happening now, Mayor Eddie Sundquist tells us he expects to name an acting interim police chief in a matter of days. Plus, a Kennedy woman is facing child endangerment charges after allegedly leaving her infant inside of a vehicle.
And the humidity is up once again today, so the humidity is going to be in that muggy range, and that'll continue through the holiday weekend. I've got the full forecast next. The news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now ahead of this holiday weekend. I'm Justin Gould. With the upcoming retirement of Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings, Mayor Eddie Sundquist tells WNY News Now he expects to name an acting interim police chief in a matter of days. The mayor has received several applications for the interim position and is conducting interviews to name a candidate. He says the acting chief and new permanent chief must be very community-oriented, progressive, and willing to have dialogue with all facets of the Jamestown community.
I do it as mayor, and I would expect the same for police chief, to not be afraid to talk to our community, to engage in dialogue. Even if the dialogue is uncomfortable, it's important that we have that dialogue.
The City Council must vote on the acting chief candidate and the permanent candidate. Applications will be accepted through the end of July. Chautauqua County District Attorney Patrick Swanson says modifications to the New York State bail reform statute are not enough to fix the issues previously discussed by law enforcement and prosecutors around the state. Swanson tells WNY News Now that the changes technically began yesterday throughout the state. He says he believes the changes are a good start, but more action needs to be taken.
There are some additions to what we can get bail on compared to what the law was that I would say are positive developments. But ultimately, my hope is somewhere down the road that the realization that we need to give the judges discretion back is what we really need.
Swanson says that any crime that is alleged to have caused the death of another individual now qualifies for bail as part of the statute. The prosecutor adds that includes second-degree manslaughter, which was previously ineligible for bail as part of the original statute that took effect on January 1st. The Chautauqua County Board of Elections says it has certified a winner in the Republican primary election for Bustai's town council vacancy. Officials say Douglas Brown originally had a 14-vote lead over Randy Sargent on June 23rd. After the addition of absentee and affidavit ballot numbers, Brown won by 30 votes. Brown secured the GOP line for the November 3rd election and will possibly face off against a yet-to-be-determined Democrat opponent. Officials say Sargent is currently filling the town council vacancy by appointment of the town council. No other political parties filed candidates for the vote. Officials also forwarded county totals for the Democrat presidential primary and the Libertarian 8th Judicial District State Primary Committee to state officials. Well, students starting or continuing higher education this fall at Jamestown Community College will have a variety of options and safety measures after the State University of New York approved JCC's reopening plan for the upcoming semester. President Daniel Demetri says the plan for this fall semester incorporates both mandatory and recommended COVID-19 protocols issued by New York State, focusing on the health and safety of students, faculty, and the community at large. JCC's reopening plan for the fall semester, which has been approved by the State University of New York, was designed to minimize disruption for students while supporting the learning process and providing a reasonable degree of flexibility. The plan includes online, hybrid, and in-person courses, and around 125 online and hybrid courses are designed to flex, which could meet as in-person classes on campus as COVID-19 measures allow. The fall 2020 course schedule is available at sunyjcc.edu/courses. Well, we thank everyone for joining us here for WNY News Now as we make our way to the holiday weekend. For some, this Friday is the start of a long weekend, and for others, maybe you're already in your weekend attire here. Gotta say hello to Barbara. Good to see you. Good to see Matt. Good to see Jason and Wendy. It's always great to have you. Good to see Pam and David. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Let us know what you're thinking about in the comments down below as we head into this 4th of July. Let's now get a check of our First Defense weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. Happy Friday to you, Mr. Hunter.
Happy Friday, Jay, and happy Friday to all of you. One day, that's it. And then we are at Independence Day. Happy 244th birthday, America, as well. And I mentioned this during the tease at the top of the show. Dew point temperature, again, we talk about this a lot. Dew point temperature is the moisture retention in the air, how humid it is. This is where we're at today in the 60s, but we're going to be getting close to the 70-degree dew point. That is that sticky, icky, the air you can wear that's coming over the weekend and next week. And we'll show you that a little bit later on. The beach would be a good idea to go today. Lots of sunshine today. The cooler spot's going to be at Lake Erie. Cooler, relatively figuratively, 80 degrees, but it's going to be feeling a lot more hotter than that. The inland areas will be warmer today. So there it is for you for the breakdown. Sun, lots of sun. Like Oprah Winfrey, you get sun, you get sun, you get sun. Everybody gets sunshine through the day today. There will be a chance for a spotty, isolated shower or a thunder shower well inland away from Lake Erie this afternoon, but it's a small chance. I wouldn't necessarily count on that happening. Very warm and muggy, 80 to 88, and not a lot of wind to help either. But the heat and humidity continues to build through the weekend into next week. We will talk about it all in just a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. A Kennedy woman who allegedly left her infant unattended in a car for at least 20 minutes back in February is now facing child endangerment charges. The Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office says that 26-year-old Chelsea Farley left her infant alone in her vehicle while shopping at the Little Valley Dollar General. She was formally charged this week with the alleged crime. Meanwhile, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says that they arrested a Florida man wanted on a violent felony charge following an hours-long standoff yesterday in Silver Creek. Sheriff Jim Quattrone telling us that 38-year-old Timothy Winford, who you see here, they didn't allegedly identify him to us as the story was breaking, but he allegedly refused to come out of an Elm Street residence. Winford peacefully surrendered to authorities without incident. Deputies say he is wanted out of Florida on a charge of aggravated assault without a weapon with the intent to kill. He was taken to the Chautauqua County Jail as a fugitive from justice. The county SWAT team, crisis negotiation team, emergency services, and the K-9 unit assisted there. Well, back here in Jamestown, the 41st Jamestown Battle of the Classes raised $2,400 for the James Prendergast Library and more than $300,000 for local charities and organizations. JHS Student Organizer Advisory Tony Dole says that he's proud of the students for their ability to fundraise for not just the Battle of the Classes, but for local community organizations in general. The annual Battle of the Classes is a competition to see which JHS class can raise the most money for a designated charity over a 2-week time. Now, if you remember, normally, Battle culminates in a school-wide event with games, sporting competitions, and even some dance-off to celebrate their achievements. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's in-person battle was canceled. Coming up next, the coach of a local hockey team joins us live to talk about a special fundraiser that they're holding this weekend. And later, more on this year's 4th of July celebration and the toll COVID-19 has taken on it. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Joining us on the show is Blade Ellis. He's the coach of the Jamestown Lakers special hockey team, who has a pretty big fundraiser in the works right now to help the team through their activities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Blade, thank you so much for joining us today on the program. It's great to have you here.
Hey, thank you, Justin. I just want to say thank you for you guys for becoming a sponsor and a partner. I thank you for all you do for our community, and we appreciate it.
Oh, well, we appreciate you being here. It's exactly who we do it for, is for people like yourself who are really trying to give back to the community. And on that note, you have a pretty big call to action this weekend. You want people to go into their garages, clean out the basement, check in the kitchen cupboards for their soda pop cans to give back to you. What is happening this 4th of July that your group is hosting?
So we're currently holding a can drive at Don's Car Wash in Lakewood on Fairmount Avenue. Any types of cans, plastics, and bottles that are refundable can be brought to Don's Car Wash. Your contribution leads to a no-cost program for individuals with disabilities. And we cover ice time expenses, registration fees, equipment, and extra team curricular activities. And once you go to Don's Car Wash, you'll have to see a staff member there.
And maybe for those who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about what the Lakers special needs hockey team really does for the community? I know in years past we've covered some of your events. Obviously this year, because of COVID-19, we can't be physically together. But in years past and going forward, you guys have done a lot of good work. Can you kind of tell us about what the team stands for and who's on there?
So our program has 2 teams. It's a stand-up team like regular hockey and a sled team. So this is a no-cost program for individuals with disabilities. And throughout this, we develop friendships. We learn the game of hockey. Participation is very important. We stress the importance of that and having a lot of fun. And our community it's very great because, you know, when I was playing hockey for 12 years, I'm like, I want to give back something to the community. And this is something where we want to give these kids that can't afford to join an expensive sport or program, we want to give it to them for free. We want them to be competitive, build their communication skills. We do everything as we kind of high quality.
Now, COVID-19, Blade, has changed a lot in our community. For you and your team, how has it changed hockey, and specifically with the group here in Jamestown? Have you been able to still connect with some of the team members?
Yes, we have. Since April, we've been meeting with the staff members on Zoom meetings once a month. With my team, the stand-up team that I coach, we meet once a week, and we discuss several things. Regarding the players, you know, we have our first training session, social distance training session coming up in July. And, you know, we do a lot of Zooming together. I call them, you know, developing that long-term relationship connection. And it's been tough for us, you know, and, you know, there's been throughout this crisis, we've been developing new ways on how we can work. And I just want to thank all our staff members for doing a great job. I give them like tasks throughout the month, every month, and they contribute so hard. I want to thank all of them for all their contribution, everything, and I'm excited going forward.
Do you think it's harder for some of the team members who maybe are part of that special needs community to not be able to have these regularly scheduled practices and meetings and games and get out there and express their talents on the ice?
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. Before I joined and before I got involved to help the program director, it was just kind of like a once a week thing where you just show up and practice. But we're really expanding upon our organization. We want the kids to actually travel and go play teams this year if we can, hopefully. We play home games and we want them to, we treat them like a normal hockey organization. And, obviously it takes different learning like with them, but, we get through this. We do off ice sessions. We do film sessions. We meet individually. We talk about what needs to be done. And, I'll tell you what, I'm extremely proud of these kids. Last year was our first actual change going in our right direction in the powerhouse we want. And these kids took it very well. We have to have discussions and discuss with the parents. Obviously, they're an important piece of the program as well. And I'll tell you, Justin, they've done a fantastic job and they're excited going forward. Their faces are priceless.
Yeah, certainly, I'd love to see it. I imagine you mentioned the modified practice coming up. What type of precautions are you working with your staff to not only keep them safe, but keep the players safe as well?
So regarding we came up with a safety plan for the year. So we're going to have to wait and see what USA Hockey requires. We're still waiting on their communication and Mr. Joe Hurlin, the president of the Lakers. So right now we do have parents coming in and just kind of wearing face masks. We're doing a lot of disinfecting thing. And these kids like to hug you and stuff, and we're going to have to work with that away for a while. But we developed a safety plan that's very, very important. We're going to need to go forward. And obviously we want to give this season because, these are kids with disability that have challenges. And we're trying as hard as we can to have a hockey season, and I'm fully confident we will. And we're taking as every safety precaution as we will with New York State's USA Hockey. And it's, I think it's going to go well, and we're going to have to do what we need to do.
I know the governor has mentioned for pro sports that there's likely not going to be fans in the stands. Is that what the future will probably look like for your games as well?
That's kind of debatable right now. I'm hoping we can at least have their parents come in to the games. At least 2 spectators. If they have to wear face masks, they may have to. Just for an example, we have been in communication with the governor about a few things with our organization. Andrew Goodell, George Borello, just basically what direction we need to go in. I want to thank Cody Allshouse for that too. He's been working with me very hard. And I'm hoping, with all these fall sports we're seeing, colleges are canceling their seasons. The governor did say that parents can have a limit up to 2 per child. But, we're going to have to be prepared for any scenario. And we're going to have the parents go on board with that as well.
Certainly, and I imagine that's why it's important to get that fundraising now and help from the community, because even if you don't have a season, at least you can be prepared going forward and still have some sort of programming for people. Specifically, what does the fundraising do, and is that ultimately the number one source to keep these kids engaged in hockey?
Yes, absolutely. So what this money goes towards is ice time fees. So it's $195 per hour. So we pay over $5,000 per year for ice. Equipment, registration fees, which cost $54 per player, and extracurricular team activities like the team bonding, like Jamestown escape rooms, for an example. And we understand. We were having discussions, and that's how we're going to grow the program. We want as many kids as we want to be participating in this program. And we know a lot of parents, single parents especially, they work hard, they got to pay bills. And we want to do as much as we can to give the community back something for free. And that's how we're going to grow it. Like hockey for me, when I played high school and midgets and the Lakers, it cost over $3,000 a year. Plus you have to pay on top of your equipment. And we know at this time, especially, parents can't afford that. So we do everything as we can with our fundraisers this year. Some of it had to be canceled, but we're doing everything as we can to ensure that we have a season. If we don't, we're going forward. We can build upon that and so on.
Yeah, and I know I've talked to people in the hockey arena before, and they've said that it's one of the most expensive sports, and I imagine it's no different for your group. So finally, if people are just joining us, the best way that they can help your organization is doing what?
Well, first of all, the can drive. We like them this weekend for July 4th. Please save your cans, plastics, and bottles. Bring them to Don's Car Wash. See a staff member, say it's for Jamestown Lakers Special Hockey. We also have a GoFundMe page going right now. You can check it out at our Facebook page at Jamestown Lakers Special Hockey, our Twitter page at Special Lakers, or our Instagram page at Jamestown Lakers Special Hockey. We also have a golf tournament we'll be announcing in the next couple weeks. It's on August 22nd at 1 p.m. We'll finalize the details and let you all know. And if you guys even want to contribute even some money or something, you can get a hold of me at Bellis, BLLIS, Lakers Special Ice or Sled Ice Hockey at gmail.com. For more information, please check our social media pages, our website, Jamestown Lakers Special Hockey.sports, TGIN.com. And, this is a community thing, and I want to thank everybody that's hopping on our journey, WNY News Now, and our current fans. We greatly appreciate your support, and I hope all of you are doing well.
Yeah, certainly, and I think that's the sentiment, that now we're finally getting back to some sort of normal out there, and still uncertain going forward, but if we stay together, we can stay strong together. Blade Ellis, he's the coach of Jamestown Lakers Special Hockey here in Jamestown, one of the many people involved in that organization. Thanks for taking time to talk to us today. Tell us a little bit more about your organization, and good luck this weekend with the fundraiser.
Hey, thank you, Justin. We greatly appreciate it, and thank you, everybody. We appreciate it, and take care, and we'll see you at the rink soon.
Absolutely. Now let's get a check of our weather forecast with Dakota.
Well, let's take a look at that golfer's forecast if you want to get out there and shank a few this afternoon. Temperatures mid-80s through the day. Now, there will be a small chance of a shower or stray thunderstorm, especially well inland away from Lake Erie, but that's a very small chance. I wouldn't necessarily count on that, but do expect lots of sunshine and very muggy conditions out there as well. So, chance of rain over the next 5 days. Today is basically it through the weekend. 25% chance today. Again, it's a minute chance of rain. Then we go down to 10 and 10% over the weekend. Then as we head into next week with a very soupy air mass, we will see the return of scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms both Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. So there's that isolated shower chance that I just told you about through the afternoon. A few more clouds tonight. Will not be as clear as it has been in past nights, but still not a bad night, but muggy though. Tomorrow is looking dry for the 4th of July, and oh baby, we're cranking up that heat. So let's talk about the 4th of July forecast here. And again, we've been talking about this all week long. Slight revision here, 87 tomorrow. Just lots of sunshine through the day tomorrow, but it's going to be warm and sticky. So again, just try to stay indoors, kind of near the AC as much as you can. And Sunday, 88 degrees. That's just plain hot with almost near tropical humidity. So that is the next thing that we're keeping an eye on here. And again, this is the same thing that we told you yesterday. Big upper trough, a big heat ridge is setting up here. So notice the jet stream pulling north, allowing all this warm, moist southern air to infiltrate. So we're talking hot temperatures through at least the first week or two of July. And this is not good news because the current drought monitor just released by NOAA yesterday has actually expanded this dry condition area over into portions of central New York. Still does not include any part of western New York or northwestern Pennsylvania. But if we don't get any substantial rain here soon, and I'd be willing to say by next week when the new update on this comes out next Thursday, I would not be a bit surprised if this yellow area is pushed over into western New York. We don't see a lot of rain coming for at least a week or two, and that's not good news for some of you who need the rain. But for today, if you do catch a rain, Future Scan does show those pop-up showers. Again, you can see where the model is trying to paint them well inland away from the lakeshore. So mainly Cattaraugus County, maybe far eastern Chautauqua County, but mainly Cattaraugus County and Allegheny County. Further out to the east, better chance for that. That tapers off this afternoon if they even develop at all. And then tonight should be just a few clouds. And then tomorrow we're just baking in the heat and humidity as we celebrate this country's 244th birthday. 1776, 244 years. Quick math. Anyway, zone forecast. Inland areas today, mid to upper 80s here. It's going to feel very soupy, almost tropical like humidity, very warm, but again, lots of sunshine. How about in living color? The next 7 days of your life. Now again, 87 on tomorrow, 88 on Sunday. And again, we talked about those 2 days. And again, here we go. We're on that uphill climb for a big possible heat wave coming our way next week. So temperatures close to 90 almost every day next week, with scattered afternoon showers and storms popping up Tuesday through Thursday. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Well, as major fireworks displays are getting canceled, consumers are snapping up smaller merchandise to create smaller shows of their own. Our Melissa Rainey with some important fireworks safety tips if you are engaging in the action.
The large Independence Day celebrations we're used to, complete with show-stopping fireworks displays, may be on hold this year in many places due to coronavirus. And that means many people might be tempted to create smaller fireworks shows of their own. And that has experts worried. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, about 10,000 people were treated for fireworks-related injuries in 2019. 73% of those occurred around the 4th of July. Handheld sparklers were the #1 item behind those accidents. That's why the CPSC wants to remind us all how to safely handle these potentially dangerous items. First, find out what's legal in your area to use. Never allow children to ignite or handle these items. Have a bucket of water or hose nearby. Light fireworks one at a time, then back away quickly. Never try to light or relight malfunctioning fireworks. Never point devices at people, and douse fireworks in water before disposing of them. These tips can help ensure you have a fun and safe time this holiday weekend. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Now, according to Phantom Fireworks, sales are off to a record-breaking start this year. Their CEO telling the Detroit News that his company is seeing a 200 to 400% increase in sales every day compared to last year. Well, did you know that the 4th of July has more lost pet complaints than any other day of the year? That's because so many pets are scared off from their homes by fireworks. The Humane Society suggests microchipping pets so that they can be easily returned when lost. Also, they say talk to your vet about anti-anxiety medications, which might make the holiday a little less stressful for our furry friends. They also say keep your pets inside your home for the night to decrease the chance of them running off when scared. And I can certainly attest that my mother's dog is very scared of fireworks. So if you can this Independence Day, please make sure that you keep them inside and safe. Got to say hello to Martha. Good to see Dan on the broadcast. Great to see Joe and Phyllis as well. Thank you all so much for joining us here for WNY News Now. As we celebrate our nation's independence coming up tomorrow, and I think with all that we've been through, it's great to maybe take a break and focus on the freedoms that we have in this great nation. And the one thing that I think if people can just take home with them, we will get through all of this together, and nothing more than the 4th of July has to celebrate that. Well, let's bring back Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter if we can, because I want to get your take, Dakota, on this Independence Day weekend. I am going to be enjoying a social distancing party. We've decided I'm headed to a social distancing party coming up tomorrow night, and it should be a good time, I think. Are you doing anything fun?
Well, my brother wants us to come up to Frewsburg because it's kind of a long story. I don't get into personal matters, but my brother's technically my half-brother from my mom's previous marriage. And so his dad lives up in Frewsburg, and they're having a little party, a little get-together thing tomorrow night. I don't know if I'm going or not, so Joey.
You should go. Go, have fun. Let your hair down.
Yeah, sure. Let's take it. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, have you guys noticed this? We're actually dressed for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay's got the red shirt and the American tie. Oh, yeah.
We'll just take this right off here.
Anyway.
This is like a $4,000 suit I just threw in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, the one thing that I wanted to mention is we actually match our set and graphics. And I don't know if this was done intentionally or not. But you can tell Jay matches because as you know, because our colors are red and white. So you can see that there at the bottom of your screen, that super right there at the bottom of your screen, or should I say the lower third, at the bottom of your screen right there, it's red and white. So Jay matches that, plus our studio is brick, and I match the weather graphics. We've got red, white, and blue. So there you go. We match. 64 to 72 tonight. A few more clouds come in now very quickly here. The 4th of July weekend forecast here. Again, basically no change. It's going to be hot and humid tomorrow. Again, 87, quite warm and sticky, 88 on Sunday. Stay by the AC this weekend and next week. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you. That's it for us. We're back Monday. Have a happy Independence Day.